At the start of the drama, the female lead, Yun-ching, is shown. She was delivering a baby in the hospital. Her condition is critical, but at that same time, news spreads Yun-ching had an affair with someone. Some of her photos were also leaked. Yun-ching's husband, Jiang, also sees this news. He is the CEO of the Jiang Group and the male lead of our story. On the other side, Jiang's mother, Ji Ling, is shown, who was the director of the Jiang Group. The doctor comes and tells her, Yun-ching's condition is very bad. Only one, either the baby or the mother, can be saved. But their rule was to save the mother in such a situation. However, Ji Ling says, save my grandchild, because Ji Ling does not like Yun-ching. In the next scene, Yun-ching's stepsister, Yun Miao, is sitting. She is a model. Reporters are asking her, tell us about Yun-ching. Yun Miao says, Yun-ching was having an affair with a foreign billionaire, and Yun-ching is my father's illegitimate daughter. Now on the other side, when Yun-ching regains consciousness, she asks, how is my child? Then her friend Xiao tells her, he died at the time of delivery. And just then, Jiang calls her and ends all relationships. He kicks her out of the Jiang family. Hearing this, Yun-ching cries a lot. Now we see a scene 5 years later where the Jiang Group is cooperating with the Huang Group. Yun Miao had become the director of the Jiang Group. Just then, the announcement for Huang Fashion's top model was about to happen. Yun Miao was ready to go on stage for this, but instead, the name of an international model is called, her name is Miss Ru Ru. Seeing her, Jiang and Yun Miao are very shocked because this is none other than Yun-ching. Jiang is very angry seeing her, but Yun-ching thinks, I have come to take revenge on everyone. After this event, Yun-ching comes out with Liang and we learn we have formed a company named Ching Zhou, which is the topmost company in the fashion world. Just then, Yun Miao comes shouting and says, how did you have the courage to come back? And she slaps Yun-ching hard. But Yun-ching also slaps Yun Miao back hard. Yun Miao starts screaming and says, first, you left our sick father and went away, and now you have stolen my modeling announcement too. Then Liang says, stop your drama. You steal other people's husbands just like your mother. Hearing this, Yun Miao starts to slap Yun-ching again, but Liang stops her and tells her, go away. But Jiang is watching all of this silently. Then Yun Miao says, this is just the beginning. I have to take back everything that I lost 5 years ago. Saying this, she leaves from there. In the next scene, Yun-ching is getting out of the car. Just then, a child jumps out of the car. He was hidden in the back seat of Yun-ching's car. After jumping, he starts calling Yun-ching, Mom! Seeing this, Yun-ching is surprised and starts looking here and there. In the next scene, Jiang was searching for that same child and thinks, where is An? Jiang is scolding his assistant and says, you cannot even take care of a 5-year-old child? And he tells him, replace all the housekeepers. But a tracer was fixed in Jiang's watch through which he finds out An's location, and he sets out to find him. On the other side, Yun-ching starts asking An, what is your name and address? How did your mother die? But An says, you are my mom. Then Yun-ching says, look, children do not lie. Hearing this, An becomes sad and says, no one loves me. Dad also stays busy with work all the time, and now mom also does not love me. So Yun-ching starts showing him love, and An becomes very happy. Then Yun-ching remembers her own baby and thinks, if my baby were here today, he would be just as big as this child. Just then Jiang reaches there, and they both are shocked to see each other. Yun-ching asks him, what are you doing here? Then Jiang says, you must already know. Saying this, Jiang grabs An's hand. So Yun-ching pulls An's hand away and says, what is your relation to An? So Jiang says, you have nothing to do with this. Go from here, otherwise it will not be good for you. Hearing this, An shouts and says, Dad, do not trouble Mom. Hearing this, Jiang is shocked. But Jiang tells his assistant, put An in the car. After that, Jiang asks Yun-ching, what have you said to my son that he is calling you his mom? Hearing this, Yun-ching asks Jiang, is An your son? How can An be your son? Then Jiang says, have you forgotten? An is our son. Hearing this, Yun-ching is shocked and says, this is impossible. Jiang says, yes, how can a shameless woman like you be An's mom? Saying this, Jiang says to Yun-ching, after today, do not even be seen near An by mistake. Otherwise, it will not be good for you. In the next scene, Jiang finds out not a single good designer is left in my company. Therefore, he is after a popular designer named Miang so that he can bring her to his company. For this, he tells his assistant, arrange a meeting with Miang. On the other side, Yun-ching also finds out about this news. Jiang is after Miang. Miang becomes very happy, but she thinks, I am about to give Jiang a very big shock. The next day, Yun-ching reaches Jiang's office where Jiang was already waiting to meet Miang. So seeing Yunqing there, he gets very angry. He was shouting at Yunqing, making fun of her. A big designer like Miyang will not collaborate with you. But Yunqing gives him a shock because Yunqing herself is Miyang. Hearing this, Jiang is shocked, but he thinks, I do not believe it. Just then, an employee comes and calls Yunqing Miyang. So Jiang thinks she really is Miyang. Jiang leaves from there in anger. Then Miyang stops him and tells him, your company is in bad condition. If Miyang does not collaborate with your company, then your company will go bankrupt. On which Jiang says, let's keep personal matters away from business. Tell me, what do you want for joining my company? So Yunqing tells him, give me a divorce on official papers, because she thinks our legal divorce has not happened. But Jiang thinks, I do not want to do that because upon a legal divorce, Yunqing would get some of my property. I do not want to give it to her at all. Therefore, he refuses and leaves. In the next scene, Jiang's house is shown where his assistant brings 3 maids to take care of Jiang. Among them was Yunqing. Now, through a flashback, we find out Yunqing had come to Jiang's house to find her designs, which Yun Miao had stolen, and become famous by submitting to Jiang's company. Because of this, she was made the design writer of the Jiang Group. Yunqing thinks, I have come to Jiang's house to find the real copies of my designs so that I can claim copyright ownership. Through this, I can ruin the name of Jiang's company because Jiang left me when I needed him. For that, Yunqing had bought a very expensive bionic device, which is a butterfly-shaped brooch. By wearing this, the person in front cannot see your real face. But it still had one problem. By wearing this, humans cannot recognize the real face, but the real face will be seen in cameras. Therefore, she thinks, I must avoid the cameras. Now in the present, Jiang also cannot recognize Yunqing. Then Jiang asks these 3, how will you take care of Anan? After hearing the answers of the other 2 girls, Jiang eliminates them first. After that, now it is Yunqing's turn. Yunqing says, I will take care of Anan like my own child. Then Jiang asks her, do you have any child? Yunqing says, no, I do not have any child. So Jiang says, then how can you say that you will take care of him like your own child when you have no experience at all? So he rejects her too. Then An comes and hugs Yunqing and says, Mommy, Mommy. So the assistant pulls An away from Yunqing. Then Jiang comes close to Yunqing and asks, what is your name? So Yunqing gets a little nervous. So Jiang says, from now on, I will call you Mitty because your face is a little chubby. Jiang orders, wear this dress at home, which was a little like a waiter's. After this, the assistant takes her to show her the house. So he tells Yunqing, do not go into the room near the study room, which had been closed for a long time. Then Yunqing starts her work, but she does not find any other girl's clothes, which makes her wonder, who exactly is the other girl in Jiang's life? The next day, Yunqing goes to Jiang's room with honey water, but she sees that Jiang is mumbling in his sleep, please do not leave me, so Yunqing comes to wake him up. So Jiang hugs her. To free herself, Yunqing gives Jiang a hard slap, so Jiang wakes up with a start. So Yunqing makes an excuse and says, you are a very light sleeper. I just kept the cup and you woke up. Jiang thinks, I believe her words, and tells her, go. After this, Yunqing was getting Jiang's shirt ready because he had to go to the company for a shareholder meeting. Just then, her gaze falls on Jiang's locker. So she remembers. Jiang keeps all his important files in this locker. Now, in the process of looking at the locker, she falls toward Jiang. Jiang holds her, and after that, he leaves for the office. So Yunqing thinks, I should open the locker, and starts looking for its trick in the whole house. But she did not know Jiang has installed secret cameras in the whole house to keep an eye on me. So when Jiang checks, he sees Yunqing's face, and seeing her in the house, he was shocked. He finds out, this is Yunqing, but he lets it continue like this because he thinks, with what intention has she come? So, after finishing the meeting, he reaches home and tells Yunqing, massage my head. So Yunqing presses Jiang's forehead with her fingers, but Jiang had not told her to press like that, on which Jiang says, I have told you to massage the head. So Yunqing starts doing it very slowly at first. So Jiang says, do you not eat anything? Massage with a little force. So Yunqing does it with a bit too much force. So Jiang gets up shouting and says, do you want to kill me? Then he goes away shouting. After this, Yunqing gets busy with cleaning. Just then, Yun Miao reaches there. So seeing her, Yunqing starts to leave from there. Just then, An again comes to Yunqing saying, Mommy, Mommy! Hearing this, Yun Miao starts abusing Yunqing and says, you are so shameless. So Yunqing tells her, stay within your limits. Hearing this, Yun Miao gets angry and comes to slap her. Just then, Jiang comes there. Seeing him, Yun Miao's behavior completely changes. So she starts talking to Jiang very lovingly. Jiang, I have missaid you. And when Jong starts to leave, she puts her foot in front of him with the intention of making him fall on her. But Jong falls on top of Yunqing. Both of them become very close to each other. Then Yun Miao gets up to lift Jong, but her foot twists, and she also falls on top of both of them. Because of Yun Miao's push, both of them end up kissing. Seeing this, everyone is shocked. After getting up, Yunqing slaps Jong hard, but Jiang does not say anything to her. After Yunqing leaves, Jong says to Yun Miao, "Use Huan Cosmetics makeup. We have to go to Huan's party today. There, you can win the heart of Huan Company's CEO, Mrs. Hua, by speaking well about their products." But Yun Miao says, "Their cosmetics are bad. My skin can get ruined by using their products." Just then, Jong says to her, "If you want this announcement, you must wear their makeup and come." In the next scene, Yun Miao goes to the party and starts buttering up Mrs. Hua. "Please make me the company model instead of Yunqing." Mrs. Hua does not pay any attention to Yun Miao's words. And just then, as soon as Yunqing, meaning Miyang, arrives, she goes to welcome her. Seeing this, Yun Miao cannot tolerate it and starts making fun of Yunqing's clothes. "Look how cheap her clothes are." Everyone there starts ignoring Yun Miao's words, which makes Yun Miao angry. She starts her drama again and starts fighting with Yunqing. She says to Yunqing, "You have stolen my announcement." Because of this commotion, everyone's eyes are on both of them. But just then, the recording of the bad things Yun Miao said about Huan's cosmetics starts playing, which Yunqing had recorded. Then, hearing this, Mrs. Hua announces, "In the future, I will never do any announcement with Yun Miao. I am making Yunqing the company's brand ambassador." Seeing this, Yun Miao gets very angry. She pushes her ring forward and slaps Yunqing, which causes a cut on her neck. Seeing this, Jiang comes to stop her, but Yun Miao pretends to be a victim in front of him and says, "Oh, I am so hurt." However, Jiang does not support her, and when Yunqing leaves, he follows her. In the next scene, Yunqing takes her nanny look again and starts thinking, "Does Jiang really care about me? Is that why he came after me?" And just then, she notices, "My bionic device is not responding." And when she comes out, she sees Jiang outside her apartment who says, "I have brought a bandage for you." He leaves it outside and goes away. Then Yunqing thinks, "I cannot stop thinking about Jiang." After that, she contacts the bionic creator, gets the bionic device fixed, puts it on, and goes to Jiang's house. Then when Jiang arrives, she starts to ignore him and go away. So Jiang stops her and says, "Look at me and talk." Because Jiang thinks, I already know that she has an injury on her neck. So he says to Yunqing, "A bandage like this will not work. This needs proper dressing." And just then, Jiang picks up his first aid box and starts treating Yunqing's wound. During this, the two of them start getting close to each other once again. Just then, Yun Miao sees them together. But Yun Miao had come to spend the night with Jiang. She thinks, once I get pregnant, Jiang will have to marry me. In the next scene, Yunqing tells her friend, "Find out about An." Just then, she sees Yun Miao mixing drugs in the juice. But Jiang was also watching Yun Miao doing all this in the CCTV footage. Then, after Yun Miao leaves, Yunqing changes the juice glass and puts sleeping powder in the other glass. She puts Yun Miao's glass in the fridge. After this, Yun Miao comes, picks up both glasses of juice, and comes to Jiang to drink. But Jiang thinks something is mixed in this glass of juice, so he does not drink it. But Yun Miao drinks that juice and falls asleep. Then, Jiang comes out after drinking a lot and starts asking Yunqing, "Why have you come back?" And he starts venting his past frustration on her. "You left me when I was in trouble." Yunqing is truly surprised and thinks, "I am wearing my brooch, but still, how did Jiang recognize me?" But suddenly Jiang gets up and says to Yunqing, "Sorry, I thought you were my ex-wife." Then he goes to the kitchen and brings 2 glasses of juice and gives one to Yunqing to drink. They both drink the glasses of juice, and then suddenly both of them feel hot. So Yunqing asks Jiang, "Where did you bring this juice from?" Then Jiang tells her, "I brought these glasses from the fridge." Hearing this, Yunqing understands. These are Yun Miao's glasses. After drinking that juice, Jiang gets very intoxicated and starts looking at Yunqing very intensely. So Yunqing gets up and goes to the bathroom. Jiang follows her and starts kissing. Yunqing turns on the shower to bring him to his senses. Even with this, the romance between the two continues to grow. In the next scene, when Yunqing regains consciousness, she is on the bed with Jiang. Just then, she finds Jiang's 5-year-old phone. She unlocks it using Jiang's face and finds password-protected files. She transfers them to her phone and sends them to her friend Liang. However, Jiang was only pretending to sleep. He thinks, how long will she continue this drama? Just then, Yunqing, as Miyang, calls Jiang and says, "Come to the office to discuss the cooperation." Jiang reaches the office and accepts all of Yunqing's conditions. However, this time, Yunqing does not keep the divorce condition. While reading the contract, Jiang feels very jealous seeing the closeness between Yunqing and her friend Liang. He stands up and moves between the two of them to discuss a spelling mistake. He tells Yunqing, "Come to my house with me to remake this contract." But Yunqing's friend Liang stops her. Because of this, Jiang again feels jealous and leaves. Then Yunqing's friend asks her, "Why did you not ask Jiang for a divorce this time?" On this, Yunqing explains, "I want to keep business away from personal matters." Hearing this, Liang says, "You are perhaps thinking too much about this. Do not forget your revenge in all of this." Then Yunqing says, "No, I will never forget my revenge. I am cooperating with the Jiang group only so that I can snatch his company away from him." Then Liang tells her, and Anne was adopted by Jiang because his parents died in an accident. In the next scene, Jiang tells his assistant, "Investigate the photos of Yunqing with the foreign billionaire that went viral 5 years ago." On the other side, Yunqing's friend had decrypted the password-protected files. In these files, Yunqing finds chats between Jiang and a girl. She discovers the truth and thinks, "Jiang married me only for a child. He intended to throw me out of the house after the baby was born and make that other girl his wife." Right there, she also finds a photo of Jiang with that girl. Seeing this, Yunqing is shocked. Yunqing realizes Jiang's truth and thinks, "Jiang is such a bad man. Now I will definitely ruin him." She again goes to Jiang's house as a nanny. She enters Jiang's room and opens that locker. The password was 21st, the date they got married. The same date a year later their child was born and died, and she was also thrown out of the house. In that same locker, Yunqing finds her original designs. Just as she is about to come out, Jiang arrives. Yunqing quickly hides in the cupboard, and her dress gets stuck. Then, the assistant tells Jiang, Anan has asked to invite Yunqing, otherwise he will not celebrate his birthday. Just then, Jiang sees Yunqing's dress stuck in the cupboard. He understands that Yunqing is hiding inside. Therefore, he starts saying loudly, "I will definitely invite Yunqing to the birthday, and she will surely come." Yunqing thinks, "I will take advantage of this opportunity to find out about An at the party." In the next scene, Jiang invites Yunqing to An's birthday. Yunqing reaches the birthday party in the evening and gives a gift to An. An accepts it, but An does not take Yun Miao's gift. Because of this, the mother-in-law gets angry and tells Yunqing, "Go away from here." But Jiang stops Yunqing and says, "Yunqing is An's guest, so she must stay here." Then An says, "I will cut the cake with mom and dad," meaning with Yunqing and Jiang. Hearing this, Yun Miao is very angry, but because of An's insistence, they have to do it. Seeing the two of them together, Yun Miao gets very angry. She throws a glass of water at Yunqing and says, "You are stealing my Jiang." But Jiang scolds Yun Miao and says, "Sorry" to Yunqing. Then he tells her, "Go inside to change your clothes." Jiang's mother says, "There are no girls' clothes here," on which An says, "There are clothes for my mom here." Then An takes her to the room near the study where the assistant had forbidden her to go. An says, "Go inside. You will find clothes here." As soon as Yunqing goes inside, she finds her and Jiang's 5-year-old clothes. All their things were kept there. There were also clothes for small babies which they both had bought together. Yunqing's engagement ring was also there. Seeing these, Yunqing is surprised and thinks, Jiang has kept all these things safe until now. She also finds her wedding dress. She was changing the dress when Jiang also arrives there. Seeing her changing, he turns around and asks, "Why have you come to this room?" She was about to say something when someone starts coming toward the room. It was Jiang's assistant, who had come looking for him. At that time, Yunqing asks Jiang, "Did you really adopt An? If so, I want to see the adoption certificate." On this, Jiang refuses and says, "What do you have to do with this?" And An calls even his nanny mom, "So should I keep showing the adoption certificate to everyone? You should leave now." Then she comes out wearing the wedding dress. Seeing this, Yun Miao and Jiang's mother become very furious. Just then, Jiang tells Yunqing, "Stay." After that, Jiang and Yunqing celebrate An's birthday together and dance. After that, An insists, "I want to sleep with mom and dad." So Jiang also tells Yunqing, "Stay to make An happy." Now An asks Yunqing, "Tell me a story." While listening to the story, An places Jiang's hand on Yunqing's hand and falls asleep. In the next scene, when Jiang wakes up in the morning, he sees that Yunqing had already left. After that, Jiang's assistant comes and tells him the photos of Yunqing that went viral 5 years ago were edited. Upon finding this out, Jiang feels very guilty. He thinks, "Until today, I kept misunderstanding Yunqing, but she was not at fault at all." Then the assistant says, "You should clear this misunderstanding with her." But Jiang says, "This misunderstanding will not be cleared so easily, and Yunqing will not forgive me either. Therefore, I must get close to her slowly." Jiang asks the assistant about Yunqing. The assistant tells him she has gone for a photo shoot with a male model. Hearing this, Jiang is very jealous. Jiang quickly reaches the photo shoot location. There, a very close photo shoot was going on between Yunqing and a male model. Seeing this, Jiang starts feeling very jealous. Jiang starts finding faults in the male model and says, "You are not able to pose correctly." Saying this, Jiang himself starts the photo shoot with Yunqing. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Jiang kisses Yunqing. Seeing this, that model gets angry. That model says to Jiang, "You are behaving wrongly with Yunqing. I will complain about you to the CEO of this company, Mr. Jiang." And when he finds out that this is Jiang, that male model starts flattering him, but Jiang drives him away. Just then, a crew member there intentionally drops a light on Yunqing, but Jiang saves her. In the process, his arm also gets injured. So Yunqing takes him to the hospital and tells the assistant, "Take care of him." Then the assistant says, "He got injured because of you, so you should take care of him because I have a lot of work at the office." Saying this, the assistant leaves. Then Jiang starts acting like his arm is in pain. Seeing this, Yunqing starts to go to call the doctor. Jiang catches her and asks, "Are you worried about me?" So Yunqing says, "Not at all, and I do not have time to waste with you." Saying this, Yunqing leaves, and after a while she returns as the nanny. Seeing her, Jiang is happy and asks her to go for lunch. The nanny says, "And Anne has also come with me." Then the three go for lunch together. There, Jiang again starts acting to get Yunqing's attention. He pretends as if he cannot eat with one hand, but Yunqing does not even look at him. Then Jiang asks her, "Feed me." So Yunqing starts putting large pieces into his mouth, which Jiang finds difficult to chew. Seeing this, An starts laughing. After this, Jiang is working on his laptop. Just then, Yunqing arrives and is about to leave after placing a glass of water. But Jiang stops her and says, "I am not able to type with one hand. Help me with the typing." Both sit down to work together. Just then, Jiang's mother arrives there. Seeing the two of them together, she starts getting angry at Jiang. Jiang's mother says to him, "What are you doing here with this maid?" And she calls Jiang outside to talk. She says, "Fire this maid from work." And she says, "Yun Miao will take care of An." She asks, "Why did you hurt yourself to save Yunqing?" Then Jiang says, "I know that you were the one who ordered the attack on Yunqing." Then Jiang's mother says, "I did all this for you," because Yunqing had come after him again after 5 years. Jiang loved Yunqing very much, which is why he married her against his mother's wishes. His mother did not accept Yunqing because Yunqing was her father's illegitimate daughter. Therefore, she still hated her. Then Jiang threatens his mother. "Do not forget Yunqing is still my wife. What to do with her and what not to do, I will decide that. You stay away from her. If you try to hurt her again, I will forget that you are my mother." Saying this, he leaves from there. In the next scene, Jiang was really needed to use the bathroom, but he was unable to open the zipper of his pants. Then he calls Yunqing and says, "Help me." Yunqing feels very embarrassed, but she quickly opens the zipper and leaves. In the next scene, a small surgery was to be performed on Jiang's hand. Therefore, Jiang's mother was very worried. Now the doctor comes and tells them Jiang's surgery was successful. Currently, he is unconscious, but you can meet him after a while. Just then, Yunqing was hiding and listening to the doctor's words. Hearing that Jiang is fine, she is very happy. While leaving from there, she suddenly bumps into a nurse and her brooch falls down and gets damaged again. Just then, the doctor arrives there and recognizes Yunqing. The doctor says, "You are Jiang's wife?" And the doctor starts telling her about An. The doctor says, "An is exactly like you. His eyes and eyebrows look exactly like yours. And since Jiang has been admitted to the hospital, you have not come to meet him even once? Are you very busy with work?" Yunqing says, "It is nothing like that." Then she starts thinking about the doctor's words. Is Annan really mine and Jiang's son? Then she goes to Jiang and says, "Thank you for saving me." And she again checks Jiang's phone. This time, Yunqing finds her and Jiang's old photos from 5 years ago in Jiang's phone. Along with them, she also finds that girl's chats. But these chats were different from the previous ones. In these chats, that girl tried to seduce Jiang, but Jiang gave her a sharp reply. He had said, "For me, only my wife, Yunqing, is important." Seeing this, Yunqing is very happy and also starts wondering, were the old chats real or are these fake? After this, she reaches her friend to find out about this. Her friend tells her the same chats were in that folder. When he goes to open that folder again, a virus enters his laptop. So they understand that someone did all this intentionally. The chats were fake. And it could also be that someone was keeping an eye on their every step. After this, Yunqing talks to the brooch creator. His name is Mama's Boy. Mama's Boy had called Yunqing to a place to give her another brooch, but he does not come forward because he is none other than Anne. And just then, she finds out that Jiang's company manufactures the brooch. And just then, Jiang arrives there. So we find out that Jiang had given that brooch to An because its testing was still going on. And An had found his mom, Yunqing, and given her that brooch. So Jiang asks An, "Why did you give this brooch to Aunt Yunqing?" And An says, "To help you so that I can bring mom to our house." And Jiang tells him, "Keep this matter a secret." In the next scene, Jiang returns home wearing special glasses. By wearing those glasses, the real face of the person wearing the brooch is visible. Jiang starts staring at Yunqing. Just then, Yunqing was thinking, "I will have to take Jiang's hair samples for a DNA test." Then she looks back. Jiang says, "I am not liking this dress of yours." Saying this, he goes to get another dress for her. There, Yunqing says, "You have a white hair in your head." Saying this, she takes his hair sample. She gives it to be tested along with An's hair samples. In the next scene, Yunqing's friend tells her, An and Zhang's DNA test has matched, meaning An is Zhang's son. But the report of whether An and Yunqing's DNA test matched or not had not arrived yet. However, Yunqing's friend had found some evidence. Some of Yunqing's work from 5 years ago which she could use against Zhang's company. Yunqing's friend gives her the evidence and says, "Now it is time for your revenge." The next day, a shareholder meeting is held at Zhang's office. There, all the shareholders demand to close the fashion department because Zhang Fashion had been in loss for the last 2 years. And Zhang wanted to save it somehow because this brand was the dream of Zhang and Yunqing. But the shareholders say, Miyang has not yet signed the designer contract with our company, and Zhang's mother was also against this decision. So, the announcement to close Zhang Fashion was about to happen when Yunqing, as Miyang, enters. No one present there could believe that Yunqing is Miyang. Then Zhang introduces her as the famous international designer Miyang and also provides proof that Yunqing had signed the final contract. So, she says to everyone, "Promise me that the best and trending designs will come only from the Zhang company." Hearing this, Zhang is very happy. After this, Zhang comes to Yunqing and says, "We both will together take the Zhang company to the heights we dreamed of reaching." After this, we see that Zhang's mother gets even angrier because Zhang is after Yunqing again. And because of this, he is not even listening to her. For this reason, Zhang's mother says to Yun Miao, "Keep an eye on Yunqing so that she does not take advantage of Zhang." For this, she tells Yun Miao, "Shift into Zhang's house." So the next day, Yun Miao reaches Zhang's house with her belongings. When Zhang asks her the reason for coming there, she says, "Your mother has sent me to take care of you." Just then, Yunqing comes to give food to Zhang. So Zhang tells her, "Sit and eat with me." But Yun Miao shouts at Yunqing, "You are forbidden from sitting." So Zhang says, "Yun Miao is right. You should not sit so far. Come and sit near me." Saying this, he pulls the chair very close to himself and tells Yunqing to sit just to show Yun Miao. Zhang serves food to Yunqing with his own hands. Then Yun Miao says to Zhang, "Fire Yunqing from work. She does not even know about designs. She wants to cheat you by becoming a fake Miyang. Surely she must have stolen someone's designs." But Zhang gives her a clear answer. "If you did not like my decision, you can resign from your position as design director." Hearing this, Yun Miao becomes silent. In the next scene, Yunqing is fixing the bed when Zhang arrives in his bathrobe. Seeing this, Yunqing closes her eyes and starts to leave, but Zhang catches her hand to stop her. However, Yunqing falls on top of him. Both were looking at each other like that when Yun Miao's voice is heard. She was coming this way. So Zhang hides Yunqing in his blanket. Then Yun Miao comes into the room because she had come here to seduce Zhang. She had come to show Zhang her dress. While telling Zhang about the dress, she says, "Check the quality of this cloth." But seeing the cloth, Zhang says to Yun Miao, "Its quality is very bad," and he drives Yun Miao away. Then Yunqing asks, "Can I come out now?" Zhang says, "No, wait for a little while." Then he goes outside to see off Yun Miao. Upon his leaving, Yunqing comes out. Just then she finds a pair of glasses belonging to Zhang on the bed. Seeing the glasses, she gets a little suspicious. Why has Zhang suddenly started wearing glasses for the last few days? To check, Yunqing puts on the glasses and looks toward the mirror. Despite wearing the brooch, she sees her real face in the mirror. So she thinks, this means Zhang already knew that I am Yunqing. In the next scene, Zhang is sleeping. Then Yunqing slaps him hard. Zhang wakes up quickly and is shocked. He asks, "Why did you slap me?" So Yunqing says, "You held my hand and you did the same things with me again," which I am ashamed to mention. Saying this, she runs away from there. In the next scene, Zhang takes the nanny, Yunqing, to the company as a model. This was because Zhang had invited Miyang to show some of his designs, but Yunqing was already there. How could Miyang appear? Therefore, Yunqing's friend, Liang, arrives. Zhang asks him about Miyang. Liang tells him, "We are childhood friends and business partners. Whether she comes or I come, it is the same thing." After a while, Zhang's mother and Yun Miao arrive. Yun Miao immediately starts insulting the nanny, Yunqing. Zhang makes the nanny, Yunqing, wear all the dresses he designed. Everyone praises those dresses. Then, Zhang asks Yunqing, "What is your opinion on these dresses?" Because Zhang had designed these dresses for his ex-wife, but could never give them to her. Zhang was doing all this intentionally to show his feelings. However, Yunqing criticizes the dresses a lot and points out many flaws. Seeing this, Yun Miao gets very angry. She comes forward to slap Yunqing, but in the commotion, Jiang gets pushed and his glasses break. Jiang postpones the meeting and leaves. After that, Yun Miao says to Jiang's mother, "Jiang is not being seduced by me." So Jiang's mother gives her an idea. "Your father has returned from abroad." Yunqing obeys everything her father says. If her father tells her to stay away from Jiang, Yunqing will have to obey. At that time, Jiang and you will be together. You tell your father to marry you to Jiang. In this way, Yunqing's path will be cut off. In the next scene, Jiang was trying to fix his glasses. Just then, Yunqing was leaving after finishing her work. Jiang says to her, "You can take off your brooch. I know that you are Yunqing because I want to see your real face all the time." Then, Jiang admits his mistake and asks for forgiveness. He confesses, "I still love you as much as I did 5 years ago," but Yunqing was still angry with him. She says, "Your feelings might be genuine now and everything between us might become right, but I still want to know the truth of 5 years ago. Who trapped me 5 years ago?" Jiang says, "I will also help you." In the next scene, Yunqing goes to meet her father. Her father says, "You should leave Jiang and find another life partner. Both of you are divorced, and Yun Miao likes him." Just then, Yun Miao arrives there with Jiang. She does exactly what was planned. Yun Miao says to her father, "I like Jiang." So the father says to Yunqing, "For your sister's happiness, you must leave Jiang." Yunqing cannot say anything there, but Jiang says, "I do not like Yun Miao, and my divorce with Yunqing has not happened." Then Jiang starts taking Yunqing away. Yunqing's father starts forcefully requesting her, but Yunqing does not stay silent now. She says, "Bye-bye," to her father and leaves with Jiang. Her father had left her mother for another woman, who was Yun Miao's mother, and now the distances between Jiang and Yunqing were ending. In the next scene, Yunqing makes new designs. Everyone likes the new designs and they get permission for production. All the employees congratulate Yunqing. Jiang also says, "Congratulations," and invites her. "Let's meet at a restaurant at 5 p.m. Yunqing is also very excited and looks for a dress. She is getting ready quickly, but suddenly she starts vomiting. Meanwhile, Jiang has reached the restaurant and is waiting for Yunqing. After taking a pregnancy test, Yunqing finds out, "I am pregnant." Just then, her friend calls her and says, "Do not forget your revenge." After that, Yunqing goes to the restaurant to meet Jiang. Jiang reminds her of their old dating days, but Yunqing is lost in her thoughts. Jiang is about to say something when Yunqing gets a call. She finds out, "My father has died." She immediately goes to her father's house. There, media reporters had already arrived to question Yunqing. They were called there only to defame Yunqing. Jiang's mother and Yun Miao had invited them. Just then, Jiang arrives and shuts the media's mouths because he knew this was his mother's doing. The media wanted breaking news, so Jiang kisses Yunqing in front of everyone. He points toward his mother and says, "Whoever is behind this, I will definitely find them." After all this, he brings Yunqing home. They were clearing their misunderstandings when Yunqing finds Anan's DNA report. She finds out, "Jiang is Anan's father, but I am not his mother." Yunqing calls Jiang a liar and a cheater and leaves in anger. Jiang just watches her and cannot understand what happened. The next day, during Yunqing's photo shoot, the media arrives. But then An reaches there with the brooch. Yunqing takes him away. Yunqing says to Anan, "Even if I am not your biological mother, I will always consider you my son." On the other side, Jiang finds out the truth about the designs, that Yun Miao had stolen them. Then the assistant gives him a party invitation. A billionaire was coming to that party, the same one with whom the fake news of Yunqing's affair was spread. But at the party, Jiang finds out that billionaire is Yunqing's uncle. Everyone is shocked. The uncle tells everyone about Yunqing's struggle over those 5 years to become Miang. He scolds Jiang and Yun Miao for their wrongdoings. Jiang admits his mistake in front of everyone and tells Yun Miao, "You are removed from the business." This time, even Jiang's mother does not support Yun Miao. Yun Miao picks up a bottle to attack Yunqing. Jiang covers Yunqing. Security takes Yun Miao away. After this, Yunqing leaves with her uncle. Later, Yun Miao is crying when a stranger calls her and says, "Anan is Yun Miao's son." So Yun Miao kidnaps Anan. She tells Jiang and Yunqing, "Meet me alone." She tells them, "Sign these divorce papers." She says to Yunqing, "Transfer all your design copyrights to my name." Yun Miao had a knife at An's throat. Because of this, both of them sign. But Yun Miao knew Jiang would never be hers, so she hurts An with the knife. Jiang and Yunqing quickly take An to the hospital. The doctor says, An has lost a lot of blood. We need type B blood. Yunqing also had type B blood. Then, Yunqing understands, An is my son. An receives the blood and becomes fine. Jiang also tells Yunqing everything, and Anne is your son. They also find out that both of them were told different stories. Jiang was told Yunqing cheated and left the baby, and Yunqing was told Jiang cheated and your baby was born dead. Their misunderstandings are cleared. They were very happy. Then, Yunqing gives Jiang another piece of good news. Our second baby is coming soon. Hearing this, Jiang is even happier. Yunqing tells Jiang, Xiao gave me the news of the baby's death. They go to meet Xiao, who is unconscious. After waking him up, he says, Jiang's mother's assistant came with some men and did a lot of destruction. Xiao knew who did all this 5 years ago. He gives a pen drive to Jiang and Yunqing. In the pen drive was a 5-year-old voice recording of Jiang's mother. She had ordered her assistant, spread fake news of the affair, and exchange the baby with a dead baby. Jiang promises Yunqing, I will not spare your culprits. He starts with Yun Miao by getting her arrested. Then he removes his mother from her position and warns her, this is your last chance. If you try to hurt Yunqing again, it will not be good for you. In the next scene, Yunqing introduces Jiang to her uncle. To make the uncle happy, they bring An to him. But the uncle was still angry with Jiang. He tells Yunqing, get a divorce from Jiang and marry someone else. But Yunqing says, our second baby is coming. Hearing this, the uncle is very angry at Jiang. Instead of Jiang, he tells Yunqing to marry Xiao because Xiao also likes her. Xiao proposes to Yunqing and says, I will take care of your children like my own. Yunqing says, I only consider you a friend. Jiang asks for forgiveness from the uncle and says, I will never leave Yunqing. To prove my honesty, I will put my company in her name. The uncle is impressed. Later, it turns out the uncle was testing Jiang. But Xiao gets angry. Xiao uses the bionic brooch to look like a maid and poisons the uncle's tea. He wants Yunqing to doubt Jiang, but Yunqing trusts Jiang. Jiang finds out about the brooch and goes to Xiao. Xiao admits everything. I did everything, from exchanging the baby to kidnapping An. I did all this to ruin Jiang's family. My father's death was caused by Jiang's father. Yunqing tries to run away, but Xiao makes her unconscious and takes her to the uncle's house. He wanted to show her Jiang's death on live CCTV. Jiang arrives with An. The uncle, Xiao in disguise, brings poisoned tea. Jiang is about to drink it, but An gives him the glasses. By wearing the glasses, Jiang sees the real face. He sees it is Xiao. He throws the tea on his face and ties him up. He brings Yunqing out. Xiao asks, how did you find out? Jiang says, from your smell. Jiang tells him, your father committed suicide because he committed a scam in the stock market. After that, Xiao is also arrested. Then they become a happy family. Here, the happy ending of this drama takes place.